Welcome to our league. We're at the LNER Community Stadium for a mouth-watering clash between two teams with serious Betfred Championship ambitions. It's York City Knights versus Toulouse Olympique. And the two teams will line up as follows then. For the York City Knights, of course, coached by James Ford, it's Matty Marsh at fullback, Ben Jones-Bishop, Time Down Nicow, Ryan Atkins and Kieran Dixon, the three-quarter line. Halfback combination of Riley Dean and Brendan O'Hagan. Up front, Jordan Baldwinson, Will Jubb and Jack Teamby. Within the second row, Liam Salter and Danny Kermond and Tim Spears at loose forward. The four interchanges, Danny Washbrook, Adam Cuthbertson, James Green and Joe Porter. And for the visitors, second, of course, in the 2019 championship themselves, Mark Carrera at fullback, Latrell Shomkel is on the wing, Junior Vaivai and Matthew Jusome the centres, Elias Bergal on the other wing, Anthony Marion and Jonathan Ford the halfbacks, and then Joe Bretherton, Lloyd White and Harrison Hansen in the front row, Andrew Dixon, Dom Peyru and Joseph Polo in the second row. In the back row, I should say, and the interchanges, Eloire Pelissier, Remy Casti, Mitch Garbett and Maxime Puche, all for coach Sylvain Boule. So let's cross pitch side without further ado to our reporter Paul Kidd. He's been speaking to both coaches, and first up here he is with York's James Ford.
Okay, I've got James Ford with me. James, you couldn't have wished for a better start to the season, really. You've had a very good pre-season and obviously two Challenge Cup wins. Do you feel that you are sort of where you want to be right now, or have you got more improvements in you?
Yeah, I think you're pretty accurate there. We have had a good pre-season and we were fortunate enough to progress against Sheffield and London. We showed plenty of promise, but yeah, you're right, there's certainly plenty to work on, and the boys are really keen to continue improving, and I'm sure there's more from us this season.
You talked there about continuing to improve. Obviously, Toulouse are widely regarded by the media as one of the favourites, if not the favourite, to win the league and win promotion into Super League. Today, obviously, the first game up, Toulouse for yourselves. Is that a good test to see where you are and certainly where you want to be for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think it's really exciting for us, for the Championship, for Rugby League in general. You know, Toulouse and York have grown through League One and into the top and gravitated to the top end of the Championship, and hopefully we'll both be competing up there this season, and the games are pretty exciting between us. You know, Toulouse, if I'm honest, keep pipping us at the back end. There's a couple of late tries and a couple of late tries not given, but we feel we've improved and we're really excited by the challenge that they pose today.
Sylvain, you've not had much of a pre-season. Obviously, you've played Catalan in a pre-season friendly. You haven't been involved in the Challenge Cups, and you find yourself up against a very good and exciting York City Knights side today. Do you think that will hinder you, or do you think it'll help you as you hit the ground running today?
Well, I'll tell you after the game, I guess. You know, oh yeah, it's been, you know, like we knew that with the pandemic, and it'd be hard for us to get some friendlies, you know. So we were lucky enough. Then we played 3 weeks ago against the Catalan, and after we deal with the situation between ourselves, you know, we did a lot of possession between us, and we started 4 months ago training. So you know, like. No, we're in good shape. We're not going to find any excuses, you know, and we're here and ready to play.
Okay, obviously that's a good position that you are, and you are in good shape. Obviously, you won't have any injuries through game time or anything else. You've been widely reported as being one of the favourites, if not the favourites, to take the league title this season and win promotion back into Super League. How do you control the players in that situation? Do you think that'll help or hinder you?
Well, listen, there's plenty of good teams in there, you know, in the Championship this season. So. Well, we've got that philosophy of taking day by day and week by week and game by day, you know, like, so it's still a lot of stories are going to go down under the bridge, you know, so we'll take it like as it comes, you know, like, and as I say, even more like in the situation the world's in at the moment.
Okay, Sylvain, thank you very much, and all the very best for today and the rest of the season. Thank you.
Yeah, so York in warm-up action. Just one debutant for them today in Riley Dean. 7 newcomers to the Toulouse Olympique ranks. Joining me to call this one is Tony Ray, former Broncos player and coach, of course. Tony, a chance really for these two vastly experienced teams to lay down a Betfred Championship marker today.
Yeah, very much so. Mouth-watering contest, this one, isn't it? Both sides will be up the top end of the table. Both will need the points out of this one. Both have got a little bit of a point to prove to themselves. This York side, talented side, looking particularly together as they come out on the field. This will be the first, it'll be a new field for them, so that'll create some exciting. The experience of Ryan Atkins in the backs will be important. We just had a look at Kieran Dixon, Ryan Atkins, and a lot of the backs there. I think York just edge the Toulouse side in the backs. The halves look very even to me, very experienced, good halves, both very talented. This Toulouse side seemed to have an edge in the pack, so I'd go outside backs and strike York in front, Toulouse slightly in front in the pack. Bench is very even, two very even teams, two very balanced and experienced coaches. And the coaches mentioned on the way there in the interviews, different roads to this game. We have to go, you know, Toulouse have played no games to be very, very wound up. 4 months of opposed sessions, Sylvain said, so they'll be wound up and really keen to get out here and play. York, on the other hand, having played through the cup and got some experience and some lessons under their belt. What a mouth-watering and tight contest we're looking at. So hard to call.
Yeah, it looks a sunny afternoon, and there's a little bit of a nip in the Yorkshire air. Great to be back with the Betfred Championship. We've got action to come very shortly indeed in what is the start of a huge year for rugby league.
Taken 10 months to get here, but Super League has reached its finale. Oh, he's hit the post. The chasers are on. It's Wellesby. A surreal season has reached the conclusion.
Going for the corner. Well, that could be a sensational try. They could be in and they are in. Great run from Campbell. Can he get it down?
Get on it! Score! On the toes! Still on the toes! Oh, yes, he can!
Tees up, backs a place and will score! Going for the line, reaches out, ball on the line, spots the gap, they're going for it! The cup winners, the double winners, the Leeds Rhinos!
That's his most sensational try! He's went over for a try! He's going to score a try! It's a try!
Off he goes!
A tremendous try!
It is one of the great Wembley tries!
It is the Challenge Cup final.
And it's going to be Ash Handley.
A kick to the corner. This is a chase, and that's a brilliant take. Superb for Frank Goldthorpe.
And we're off. Just popped up in the hole.
And here is an unforgettable moment for this group of Leeds players. Maybe this is a new golden generation.
So much to look forward to in 2021 in the sport of rugby league. So much to look forward to today as well. It's round one of the Betfred Championship for both the York City Knights and the Toulouse Olympique at this LNER Community Stadium. Beautiful sun-drenched Yorkshire afternoon. And it's a fixture, you know, in which Toulouse, Tony Ray, have had the edge, very much the edge in recent times. They've won 8 of the last 10, the last 7 meetings in succession between these two sides. They are away from home today. They have got 7 debutants and albeit experienced players, but it's going to be pretty difficult, isn't it, to gel, to hit the ground running in the first competitive game of the season, you would have thought?
Yeah, you'd think that York will be in a better position than Toulouse, I think, going into this contest to edge those stats away from Toulouse. You know, it sounded like James Ford is handling that well. He mentioned how you can see James walking across the field. He's handled very well the fact that it has been tight for a while between the two teams. He's said it's been, you know, a struck match between them, a couple of late tries and decisions going either way. So he's let the players know that it's going to be an even contest. He's also telling them to stay there right to the back end of the contest, and they're ready for that when it gets there. I think the fact they're at home, having played a couple of games, just a bit more balance, you know, early on for Toulouse, having to travel, go over there. These conditions will suit both sides, particularly York, who want to get the ball wide, get the ball out to their strike players. But I do think that Toulouse would go into this with a few concerns and a few question marks, whereas York will go into with a bit of determination and a bit of a point to prove.
And pretty clear what Sylvain Houle is expecting in terms of the makeup of the bench here, with 3 props and a hooker.
Yeah, he's going to have to get that middle sorted. I think that's going to be a key for him. It's a clever way to go about playing York, because if you can handle the middle, their strike out wide is not going to come to the fore. So it's important he does that. Pelissier coming off the bench from dummy half, when he starts to rotate with Lloyd White, will be a really critical part in the game. I think he's so lively from there at all leagues and all teams he's played in. Pelissier makes an impact. But, you know, both sides have got good benches. You know, both sides have got big experienced benches. You know, I think they're pretty even on the bench. It's going to be very much this contest. I feel like if I'm going to make a prediction, I think that Toulouse might get the start. They might just be curled up, ready to go, and then York could edge back in that second quarter, and then we'll have a ding-donger of a second half, and then you'll be over to the benches to see how they go. Jonathan Ford leading the side. He's a super rugby league player, Jonathan Ford, very experienced, but it's just all skill. If there's any weaknesses, he'll identify it. It's up to this pack with Harrison Hansen and Joseph Parlow to get out there and dominate and give Jonathan Ford the game that he's after, the one he wants to have a look at, the one he wants to dominate.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing him and the Toulouse team in action then. Here they come, and the City Knights on their way shortly. I mentioned Time Down Nickow, son of Tawera Nickow, of course formerly played for York himself, as well as Castleford Tigers and others. And here come the City Knights in the white with the traditional black and gold V. And Time Down Nickow playing at centre for them, former North Wales Crusaders, signing in 2020, although didn't play a game for them because of the pandemic last year, and has switched. He has played previously for the Maitland Pickers and the Curry Bulldogs down under. So there he is, powerful figure, impressed James Ford, I think, in some footage you've seen prior to the signing. And here we have referee Tom Grant. And the players just taking their 13 seconds prior to kick-off. Tom Grant began reffing at 16, appointed to the Rugby Football League's panel in September of 2018, so entering his 3rd season. Beautiful afternoon, and the pitch in great condition here as well. I'm going to be in for a treat.
Yeah, it doesn't get better than that. The scene's great. Both teams ready. White shirts of the York City Knights up against the blue shirts at Toulouse Olympique. We'll see a deep kick we'll expect off here from Anthony Marion. The man under this one's going to have a lot of blue shirts coming at him for big collisions.
Underway then at the LNER Community Stadium for the Betfred Championship of 2021. And immediately York in possession. O'Hagan goes in at dummy half, and feeds the man to his left. Tim Spears taking up that second drive then. Will Jubb fires a pass out to his right. Danny Kermond, all that experience. I think we'll be saying that a few times this afternoon. Danny Kermond, of course, Wakefield Trinity legend and former skipper.
Oh, look at this line speed from the Toulouse side. They're powering up there, really driving into the York side. Difficult opening phase here for York.
Yeah, power-packed defensive effort from the visiting side. Jordan Bolwinson, the huge figure of the former Leeds Rhino and Featherstone Rovers man. And on the last, the kick comes in then from O'Hagan. It's long. Is he going to ask questions at the back here? Well, they've let it bounce, and problems already. It was Latrell Schonkel who watched the ball bubble around, and his blushes have been spared there by Lloyd White, but that was a precarious position.
His forwards should be furious with him. They were kicking out of the 30-metre there, York, and the Toulouse wingers and fullback didn't adjust. They stayed deep as if it was going to be kicking from on the halfway. That's just a poor judgment from him, and it gave York a great chance to sort of dive on the ball and get some field position. They didn't do that. But we do have Toulouse on the attack here now.
Yeah, it was Jussom. Here's White, gets it away to Marion. Here's Peru, Don Peru. Just tried to step off the right foot and lost his footing as a result. Don Peru. Super League winner. Marion with the lofted crossfield kick. Ben Jones-Bishop, the man underneath it, and taking a clean catch in his 250th appearance today. The former Leeds Rhino, Wakefield Trinity Wildcats, Salford Reds man as well. And the City Knights then, trying to clear their lines once again. We've seen the deep kick already. And you'd imagine that Brendan O'Hagan's going to be using that ploy once again. We've got an injured player here, down in back play.
Not surprised. The intensity of the start's been amazing, hasn't it? Both sides really going hard at each other.
Looks like Junior Vaivai, I think. Yeah, Junior Vaivai it is. Who's down on the deck. Ooh. Yeah, full on the bonds for Junior Vaivai there in trying to make the tackle. And, well, you'd imagine he'll be going off for an HIA as a result. Junior Vaivai, barely seen more than a couple of minutes of the contest, the Auckland-born 31-year-old. But he's feeling that. And so an early stoppage in play. But
it's quite a big injury there for Toulouse. We mentioned that they're very forward heavy on the bench. We feel that York have got the edge out wide, and that edge goes further ahead. With Vaivai, the main strike player for Toulouse, coming off. Real concerns for him. They're really well managed again by the physios and doctors. Great sportsmanship from York, and straight to him, put the hands up in the air, called the referee. We're back into it again. It's been a fiery, very fast opening part of this game.
Yeah, so an immediate reshuffle for Sylvain Houle to have to make that. And of course, we mentioned 3 props and a hooker on the bench. So there's going to have to be some readjustment with the centre going off. Knock on.
Here it is. First error. Not surprising given the line speed from Toulouse. The first errors come with players drive. 4 men in the tackle for Toulouse, driving in hard.
Yeah,
Remy Castry was that. Does he come onto the field? Is he the interchange?
He has indeed. That's just been confirmed. Remy Castry is on to replace Junior Vaivai.
So I think that you'll probably see maybe Dominic Peru maybe go to the centre. Let's see what happens here on the left-hand side.
Yeah, it was Jack Teamby who came up with the error. Chance here down the left-hand side for Toulouse to get the first points on the board. Jonathan Ford held up by the 2-man City Knights tackle. They're going to switch this play down the right-hand side. Harrison Hansen, well, we talked about potential lack of cohesion, Tony, and a real Horlicks of it there.
Yeah, very much so. They totally got their timings wrong. They're over-enthusiastic, if anything. As you said, very, very well called. It's just an early season error. We see these. It's how you defend them.
So
There's so much going on in that action, wasn't there? There was 2 knocks-ons, there was a fight, the referee just said play on, it just sorted out, let the rugby league come out the other end. And Toulouse are doing that as they inch up towards halfway for the first time. Nearly on 4 minutes, and it'll be the first time they'll carry the ball into the opposition half.
Yeah, it's all happening here in York, and here's the first semblance of a break in the contest. The stepping run from Riley Dean, man on loan from Warrington, first try scorer in the history of this stadium as well in the pre-season friendly against Hull FC. Penalty, first one of the contest. It's going to go the way of the home side here.
He called it so quickly. I think he mightn't have been happy with the challenge on the kicker. Let's see. Yeah, he's saying that the kicker, after he kicked the ball, was taken out. Referee Tom Grant not happy with it. Interesting decision here for York. It's the first time they've been down this end of the field. Quite often you might just take the points, but no, they want to take some field position and ask some questions of the Toulouse defence.
Yeah, Jubb with the tap, and it was Jack Teenby with the drive towards the post. Jubb once again looking to bring on the runners here. Going back on the diagonals, Tim Spears loose forward, upended by that three-man Toulouse defensive posse. York sniffing around for their first point to the Betfred Championship season then. Jubb. It was a ball to the right from O'Hagan. Chance here for Ben Jones-Bishop to crown that 250th appearance with an early try. Referee.
Another injury, I think.
Referee Tom Grant not happy with something in back play. And another stoppage here. Let's just have a look back on that first penalty of the contest for York.
Yeah, he was taking out the kicker. Well spotted by the referee and the officials. Have to protect those playmakers. That was too late. Wasn't vicious, but it was late. Really managing the field particularly well. We've had a couple of injury breaks straight away looking after the care of the players. Another concern for Toulouse. Looks like we'll have another HIA.
Yeah, it's been a tough old start to this contest and a real tough one for Toulouse coach Sylvain Houle.
Head in the wrong position there. Looks like it's the winger, Lamel Shumko.
Yeah, technical error. Hanson Harrison, the man driving forward.
It's another back. It's another back that'll need replacing. He'll have to come off. Unless the physio thinks that's not head and it's shoulder. He's asking no, he's taking him off.
I think he's in a parallel universe just at the moment. The home side, by the way, York City Knights, would like to thank York College, their official digital match day partners, for their support. As we'll wait for Ben Jones-Bishop to restart play then here, with Latrell Schonkel having taken that blow. Looks like he'll be looked at a little bit more closely. And York City Knights, meanwhile, are close enough here to the Toulouse line. Too close for the Olympique's comfort. Driving towards the post then. It's Jordan Baldwinson. Here's Jubb. Straight towards the post this time is Teenby. Gonna have to be watchful here, the visiting side. Jubb once again is going to try and nick one from acting half-back, and well, he's been held up just short of the posts. As you can see, tried to nick a cheeky opening try there, but Toulouse credit them with good defensive watchfulness.
Oh, you could see what he saw, wasn't he? There was a little bit of a half-back there. We'll give him that one. It wasn't a bad play. All eyes on the kicker and trying to put. We've seen Toulouse putting pressure on the kickers. That time Judd thought there'd be a little opening for him.
Yeah,
just keep them honest.
Confirmation that Maxime Piush is off the bench to replace Latrell Schonkel, who we are to assume has gone off for an HIA. That isn't confirmed, but is certainly receiving some treatment. Scoreless here in the 7th. Betfred Championship action for the first time at the LNER Community Stadium in 2021. And it's Toulouse, the visiting side. Lloyd White. Welsh international, of course, Lloyd White, driving towards the halfway line. Kick comes in. Hung around in the skies for some time, but it was pretty deep and difficult for the chasers. They've got up in numbers, though. Jussom heading up that three-man posse. And the City Knights have got some work to do from here.
What they need to think about doing we've seen 2 injuries. They've all happened on the to the right-hand side for York, or the left-hand defensive side for Toulouse, with both the centre and the winger off. Both Vive and Schomkel are off, which means Peyrou's on the wing here. He's sitting out on the wing. There they are, going the ball out. The brilliant play. That's where you want to get the ball, because you've got back row, or he's a front row actually. Bretherton's gone from the front row to the left centre, and Peyrou's gone from right back rower to the left winger. Harrison Hansen's gone to the left back row. So big shuffle, but big opportunity for York to attack to their right against a very experienced outside backs there.
Yeah, Matty Marsh spins a pass then to Brendan O'Hagan, the ginger-haired standoff, with a high hanging kick and fumbled at the back then. And Mark Corella comes up with the error, and York could be coming up with the first try. Here's Jubb, another high-looking shot, this time from Corella himself, trying to atone for the error. And he's conceded a penalty. Second of the match to the City Knights, and a real opportunity for him here.
Oh, sloppy handling of the kick so far from Toulouse. That'll really rev up the York chase. They'll know that they get money out of it. They're in a great position here. Here we go.
Baldwinson picked up and pushed back by Harrison Hansen's challenge. Jubb in at dummy half. They can't break the Olympique just at the moment, but an opportunity for them here to build some sustained pressure. Riley Dean it was.
They've got to go to the other side. They've got to challenge that other side.
Tony Ray calling it. Jack Teamby, though, going left of the uprights. Two men in to stop him. Jubb, ever willing at dummy half, sprays a pass to his right to Baldwinson, who straightens it up towards the right-hand upright this time. Two or three men to bring him to ground. Here's Jubb once again. Now O'Hagan. Marsh with the long ball wide, but it was beyond, or just about beyond, the fingertips of Ben Jones. Bishop can't reel it in.
Here's the sloppy play at the back. Again, Corella. The wingers have had trouble. We've seen Schomkel go off. Oh, there's a high tackle there, just trying to recover that position. Anthony Marion. It's the right thinking, it's the wrong execution. You want to rush that, you still want to keep yourself nice and deep and be coming onto the ball. I thought they went there probably 2 plays too late. And you don't want to go from so wide. You don't want a big wide shot. You want to be able to give yourself some good deception when you're going at the decisions of those left-hand side defence for Toulouse.
Who's going to crack first then? Toulouse in possession. Just shy of 10 minutes in. Here's Harrison Hansen.
Yeah, this is this dominant pack that we're expecting from Toulouse. They are on top, but only just on top.
Towards halfway. Can we see them fashion a clean break? Of course, missing both a centre and a wing three-quarter at the moment, and Puech goes down under heavy pressure from Jordan Baldwinson. Baldwinson, who limps off, and he's been lifted above the horizontal, says referee Tom Grant. So penalty. As you can see, he was going the way then of the visiting side.
Well, Jack Temby put the hand between the legs and lifted him up, and gee, that's poor discipline. You know, you're getting towards the back end of your set, you just don't need that. He's already locked up in the tackle with 3 players. You know full well if you lift, especially when you're standing upright, he's going to go above horizontal. It's going to give a penalty. So you've defended half towards the back end of your set, just getting into their half. Just watch him here lift this. Don't do that. Just take him to the ground. It's always going to be a penalty. Your side doesn't need that. Now they're under pressure. They're going to kick into the corner if you can defend your own line. Yeah, which is very disappointed with that play.
We've seen this in a few of the games we've called already this season, Tony. A team down one end fails to take an opportunity, and then within a couple of minutes they've made the mistake themselves and put themselves under pressure. Can Toulouse make the home side pay? We'll find out very shortly. Here's Ford spinning a pass to his left to Andrew Dixon, the former Saints man, of course. London Broncos plays it now, and the referee again not happy here, and he's called York offside. Second penalty in quick succession for the visitors, who are closing in then on the York City Knights line. What can the men in blue put together here? White goes in at dummy half. He's going to go to his left to Ford, back to Polo. Harrison Hansen on the dummy run. This time it's Marion looking to offload to Jusson, but in the end takes the 2-man tackle. Closing in on the York City Knights line. Paulo in again at dummy half. Spins it left, where it's Piyush who tries to spin his way across. He ain't going to have that, though, the City Knights. 3 men holding him up just a metre short. Ford, long ball this time to Corella. Interception from Ben Jones-Bishop now. Ben Jones-Bishop has always had plenty of pace. Can they get back the Toulouse defenders? Jussom giving chase, but Jones-Bishop, he could be crowning his 250th senior appearance with a try, and does. And Ben Jones-Bishop breaks the deadlock then in the 13th minute at the LNER Stadium. He's the first scorer in the Betfred Championship on this ground, and he makes it York City Knights 4, Toulouse Olympique 0.
Well, I thought Ben Jones-Bishop might come up with a try, the ability to attack the left-hand side, the new left-hand side defence of Toulouse, but not in this manner. That's just a wonderful bit of defensive reading there by Ben Jones-Bishop. They were under pressure, very much under pressure. A lofted pass was actually quite an easy take in the end. The inexperience probably did tell there for Toulouse, the way that Bretherton in the centres combining with Peyrou on the wing, the way they were lined up there made it a difficult pass selection for the playmaker. Ben Jones-Bishop read that, leapt on the intercept and raced away, strode away for a simple try. Kieran Dixon now lining it up.
Yeah, Ben Jones-Bishop, as I said, 250 career appearances, most recently of course with Wakefield, having started at Leeds. So Kieran Dixon trying to extend the lead with that awkward looking style. Looks like he's tweaked a muscle in the neck as he strides in, and hits that one then straight between the uprights. York City Knights lead by 6 points to 0.
Here's the pass. The pass came from Corella. He needed to be running Corella. He needed to be taking the line on to make that pass a little bit simpler for him to see, but he was looking for the pass and he didn't read it well. The enthusiasm of Peyrou on the wing was racing towards the ball. He was actually expecting kick. He didn't get that from Corella. Ben Jones-Bishop, wonderful composure. All that experience told. A little bit against the play, very much against the run of play, that one.
Yeah, change by the way for the City Knights. Adam Cuthbertson is on to replace Jordan Bolwison, and right on cue, here he is, Cuthbo, driving away from the City Knights post. All the experience of those Super League Grand Final wins and Challenge Cup wins with the Leeds Rhinos. Former Newcastle Knight, of course. And he'll be looking to bring that to bear throughout the season for James Ford's team, who are in possession with Ryan Atkins, another man of vast experience.
Got away with one there, I think, Ryan Atkins. I think the viewers would have seen that. There's a little knock-on in the play. There was a little subtle knock-on. He's got away with it.
5th highest try scorer in Super League history, Ryan Atkins. So plenty of points in this York side.
40-20.
Kick deep. Now then, Corella has not had a great few minutes, has he? He made the mistake at his own end. He's supplied the pass for Ben Jones-Bishop's try, and now he's gone over on his ankle trying to field the ball.
Yes, he has, and there was a terrific 40-20, and sorry for labouring on it, went that left-hand side, so he knew the winger wasn't back. Corella needs to defend that side of the field a little bit better.
Yeah, super kick then. The real opportunity for York for a second in quick time here. Cuthbertson to Teenby, who's held up by that 2-man Harrison Hansen-led challenge. Here's Jubb trying to nick one from dummy half once again. We've seen that already in the contest, and he was held up just short. Lloyd White, his opposite number, doing the tough work in defence on this one. Back on the inside from Cuthbertson to Teenby once more. I think we've seen Adam Cuthbertson pose his intent already. Here's Jubb, spins it short side. Riley Dean, ball is out to Kieran Dixon, who steps off the left foot, and Dixon stretches out, second attempt, and gets the ball down, but double movement.
Yeah, it was a clear one. We could even see it from behind, couldn't we? Couldn't resist the temptation. Have to hold that, Kieran. You have to hold that. You've got to resist the temptation. You've done the dancing. You've got yourself close. Unfortunately, when you slip and you're on the line, there, don't go again. You went again. A let-off, a big let-off for Toulouse. They look very dangerous there. They're really rushing off the line, trying to not let the wingers get the ball, Toulouse. They're determined to jump out the back and catch the playmaker. You've got to be very, very accurate when you do that.
I think it might have been Harrison Hansen who sort of fell over as Dixon did a little bit of a shimmy. I'm surprised if he was scared by his opponent's pace. Certainly showed plenty of that. And no return for junior Vaivai. He's failed his head injury assessment. Just 2 minutes on the field and barely a touch before he left it. And he will not be coming back for Toulouse. Big loss. And they trail, of course, here by 6 points to 0. But are in possession at the moment down the left-hand side there with one of 7 debutants for the club on the day, Andrew Dixon. Well, Dixon coming up with the error.
Some momentum swing here, isn't there? There really is. If they can keep their discipline together. Let's have a look at this error when he goes to the ground. Yeah, just goes out of it. Fair call from the touch judge, who's right in good position. Just when the player collided with the ground, he jarred effectively out of his arm, out of his grip. And right on halfway, York get their chance to come back at them.
So the home side in the ascendancy, approaching the quarter mark in this Betfred Championship contest. Can we see them break the Toulouse Olympique for a second time? They did it from deep with that interception previously. Long ball here from O'Hagan out to the try-scoring Ben Jones-Bishop, who this time opts to put the kick in. He's got the chasers in Matty Marsh, but too strong.
Read it well. All at sea out there, Pyro. Beautiful pass from Riley Dean. Lovely timing from Ben Jones-Bishop. He gets this kick right. We have a try. Matty Marsh was on the inside. It all come from a really good run from Jack Teenby, who really is owning the middle at the moment. Toulouse are struggling through the middle because the York side keep cutting back inside and really working the middle over. It's just taking a bit of that energy out of the Toulouse middle.
Here they are then. The Sylvain Houle-led team with Bergal. Elias Bergal playing on the right wing this afternoon. Those legs pretty heavily strapped, and referee Tom Grant has blown for another Toulouse penalty. I make that 4-2 to them in the contest so far.
I think he's got a call from the touch judge here. There's a little hand in it. It looked like a knock on, but just watch when he comes up here, the ball goes loose, and I think he's going to say the York player played it there. That Dixon's put his hand on the ball and shoved it out. So it's a good read from the touch judge in good position.
Yeah, needless penalty from a York perspective because they've put themselves on the back foot here. And Toulouse with another attacking opportunity. Can they post their first points of the championship season? Lloyd White in at dummy half to Polo. Long ball. We saw how that one affected him last time. Dixon gets it out down the left-hand side. Opportunity in the left-hand corner. And Dom Peyrou has got across the line and has scored for the Toulouse Olympique. Right on the quarter mark in the contest. A needless penalty given away by Kieran Dixon, and Toulouse through Peyrou have made them pay. It is York City Knights 6, Toulouse Olympique 4.
Well, the discipline's coming into play there. You just don't give away the penalties to give that field position away. It's almost comical to see Dominic Peyrou enjoying it out on the wing. Of course, he was always going to be strong to finish off any opportunity he does. Polo comes up with a wonderful pass. It was a terrific play from Dixon. And from here, a lot of work to do. The jink, he showed himself to the inside, jinked and powered his way to the line. Peyrou would have really enjoyed that one. They'll be laughing about that one in the review. Natural out on the wing, he'll be saying, keep feeding me with the ball, I'll keep powering over. But he's done a fantastic job to score that and looks so comfortable. Toulouse have got 2 terrific playmakers in Jonathan Ford in the halves and then Joseph Paulo. They're great decision makers in rugby league. They both get around the field. So when you don't want to be giving away those penalties like York are, because those playmakers will eat you up.
Yeah, Dom Peyrou played in both the 2019 Challenge Cup final defeat by Warrington and the grand final victory over Salford for St Helens. as the conversion hits the left-hand upright.
And Carella's not on song there with that one, is he?
Well, Carella just seeing the try once again, and Peru, as Tony says, a cheeky look back on the inside before kicking in the afterburners and just about scraping in the corner. Cook Islands and Samoan international. Kieran Dixon with the restart. And Anthony Marion, by the way, I think we may have suggested it was Carella with the conversion attempt.
Righto, picking on me already. Old bloke's eyes.
As if we do that. 6-4 to the City Knights, but it's Toulouse then with the fillip of that recent try who were in possession.
That's a wonderful carry from Push, isn't it? Wonderful carry. It enables the kick, the chance to go back at a 40-20. Dixon's got it covered.
Yeah, nowhere near a 40-20, but a long raking kick nonetheless, and at least that has turned Kieran Dixon. And a real excellent chase from Toulouse.
Wasn't it a wonderful chase and a great tackle from Jussom, a dominant tackle. Another dominant tackle. Tackle 2, expecting line speed here. Tough times for York.
Well, we expected a tough encounter between these two sides. Both got designs on the championship title this season, and it is living up to its billing. No doubt about that. Here is Adam Cuthbertson down centre field. In at dummy half goes Danny Washbrook out there on the field now for the City Knights. So much experience in both these sides. York with over 2,000 Super League appearances between them. You're just not going to get that for many clubs at this level of the game. The long kick was taken by Bergal, who advances back towards the halfway line.
Fantastic game, isn't it? The standards have been strong. The discipline's been the only little one that inches either side in, but both sides really know what their plan is. They're sticking hard at it.
Yeah, Joe Porter, by the way, has been introduced for York in place of Tim Spears. 6-4 they lead, but in defensive mode just at the moment.
Good play there from Bretherton. It's going to be important that Peru and Bretherton come in and contribute in the middle. Otherwise, the middle forwards will get too tired because there won't be many rotations for the Toulouse side in the middle. So those outside forwards that are playing on the wing in the centre are going to have to do something. This is great carry. Terrific stuff there from Mitch Garbett. Powerful set from Toulouse.
Yeah, first touch of the ball for Garbett, who is out there replacing Paulo. And Toulouse have come up with a knock on York with a bit of a self-congratulatory pat. Yeah, just confirmation. Garbett on for Paulo. We saw that first typically powerful Mitch Garbett carry, former Leeds Rhino and Hull KR, of course, most recently. Here's Jones Bishop. Washbrook goes in at dummy half. Another powerhouse drive from an attempted exit run this time from James Green. Also ticking off further interchanges for the York City Knights, who have Washbrook. Here is Porter. Stepping run from him. And referee Tom Grant has blown his whistle. Remy Casti. Yeah, Remy Casti just saying, sorry, boss. Penalty goes the way of the City Knights. Not easy to decipher what he gave that one for, but the City Knights are not hanging around to wait for further debate. Possible offside as Washbrook goes short side this time, gets it away to O'Hagan. Here is down Nick out from the right centre position, but he's thrown up. That's the first of, that's the most recent, I should say, of several speculative offloads in the contest from the 26-year-old, and he's coughed up possession.
Yeah, that's just very speculative, isn't it? You don't need that. They need to be building some pressure from where they come from. Back end of this, you know, heading towards sort of the last 15 minutes of this half. Comes a lot about kicking game now. If you can get some field position, you can make the opposition crack. It's been played very much through the middle part of the field. It's about driving the ball down deep. Harrison Hanson, we know that. Get it down as deep as you can get it. Brethren looks dangerous out in the centres.
Ball gone to ground. Play can continue. Ford gets it away, this time to Corella. Mark Corella, who makes a bit of a hash of that play the ball attempt. The referee's whistle's gone.
The referee's been strong all weekend on this. You need to get to the feet and be in control of yourself. You can't blame players for being all over you, for not playing the ball correctly. They're asking to see, he hasn't got himself to his feet. Players are entitled to be there. He has to pull back and have a little bit more tempo and composure in the play the ball area. And that's important. That was the last tackle. Now followed up with a dummy half. Sorry, with an error, an offside error given. I think that was given for the way he was constructed at marker. So this is back-to-back poor bits of discipline for Toulouse, and you'd think, as we head towards sort of nearly inching into the last 10 minutes of the half, that York need to capitalise on this. They need to get to the back end of their set, asking a couple of questions. Won't necessarily need points, but they need to build pressure and ask some more questions at Toulouse.
Yeah, a bit of a stalemate at the moment. There is just those 2 points in it. Adam Cuthbertson with the run. Washbrook goes in at dummy half. Down this left-hand side then is the run from Green. York trying to fashion a second scoring opportunity. Riley Dean, long ball out to Kieran Dixon. Already seen the danger he poses off the left foot with that searing pace that he's been known for so long in the sport of rugby league. Atkins with the ball in field to Dean once again. Just halted that momentum though when Cuthbertson took the ball. Porter has a little step, a bit of a shimmy, tries to find his way through. Ford heading up the defensive line for Olympique. Washbrook short side to O'Hagan. Here's the short ball. And the City Knights still pressing, still probing with Porter. Half takes the tackle, flicks the ball out of the back door. O'Hagan looks to the boot this time. Atkins is chasing it down. Good bit of defensive work in the end from Ryan Atkins to hold up Bagal behind his own try line. And so a drop out to the visiting side.
Now it's one ugly set from York with a lovely finish. It just shows you how important it is to get that last tackle right. Even the last tackle was a bit of a scramble. At the end of the day, it was a good chase and a well-placed kick. But Brendan O'Hagan, I think it was, putting that kick across. It was an awful set from York. They got lost 3 times in that set. So they need to keep that composure here and build some pressure.
And that's a strange one, given that it is Toulouse who've been more affected, I guess, by the injury situation so far.
But what they did do, John, is complete the set. That was really important. So that gives them the chance to build again here. As long as they don't come up with silly errors and ill discipline, they need to get back in the middle, get those middle of Toulouse tired, work them over. The points will come if they hold their discipline together.
Now then, York City Knights in possession. Here's Marsh, the little fumble. Ball's gone to ground, which gives me an opportunity to tell you that Latrell Shomkel will also not be returning for Toulouse. So both those men off for head injury assessments and have both failed to pass them.
That is huge, because if you think about Remy Castry, who's not the youngest of players in the team, has had to come on in the middle early. He's going to stay out in the middle for a long, long time. Mitch Garber to be asked a lot more of. Doing a good job now. It's important that there's outside backs, that the whole team responds and comes up with little effort areas. You'd need to see Jewsome coming in and Bretherton coming in and just giving his forwards who just defended the whole time. 2 back-to-back sets in the middle. Give them a chance to have a rest off the ball here now.
Here is Eloi Pelissier, who's just gone out there to replace Lloyd White, running from dummy half. Here's Marion. Tries to take on the line. Again, just a confirmation that Shomkel will not be returning for Toulouse, who have possession at the moment. Right out on that left-hand side through Puech. Little dummy half dash, and then the flick is on to Mitch Garber. A spinning, turning run from the big prop forward. who plays it now to Pelissier. Has he got the runners to his right? Harrison Hansen, flat-footed. Jusome is not expecting a ball either. Under 9 minutes from half-time. Can Toulouse hit the front for the first time in the contest? High-looking shot this time. I think it was Spears on Remy Castey underneath the posts. He turns and signals two, I think.
Yeah, I think
that was his reaction.
Yeah, definitely a high shot under the posts. He's thinking rest. What he's thinking is, let's take the point, square it up. Our big men have been working. We've been down there and just defended 2 sets of 6 on our line. We're almost too tired to attack on this occasion. Again, York fans will be screaming about discipline. Don't do that last tackle a couple of times now. Admittedly, they're tired. Team it is that's come up with a high shot. Needs to get, Spears comes up with a high shot. He needs to get himself in, get his feet nice and light, just be prepared for that last play. Not be lumbering and throwing your arm out late.
Yeah, so going to be Anthony Marion, former RC Albi youth player. Very versatile player as well, Anthony Marion. Played hooker, loose forward, both half-back positions during his career. Been with Toulouse since 2014. So 33 minutes gone on the running clock. By the way, when it gets to 40, it will run over into injury time. We don't have the official stadium clock on our graphics, but we do have 2 more points, and now levels you Devils. 6 points apiece between York and Toulouse after that penalty converted by Anthony Marion.
All the experience from Marion in taking that kick. He went back 20 metres to pick up the tee, walked slowly and got it, walked slowly down and got it again. Really slowed down the tempo of the game. So his forwards will have enjoyed that. They'll be talking about not being slow in tempo here. They'll be looking to drive this up to halfway and get this. An old saying is not points until you've got the kick away at the end of this set. So very important for Toulouse. Garbutt's been impressive, hasn't he? He's been really winning his collisions, bumpering with that ball, driving through his tackles.
Yeah, real live wire since he went out there on the field.
Bretherton's been great, hasn't he, in the centres, but contributing in all the go forward. Really read his role well, not just to sit there and be lazy in the centres. Pelissier always such a dominant player when he comes off the bench. There's none better. What an impact he makes.
And you just get the impression now, after half an hour's gone, that Toulouse are beginning to find some momentum to hit their straps. He says that, and of course the pass goes behind wingman Bergel. Yeah, the commentators, the classic commentators curse, and they've coughed up possession, but they've had a real good run against the York City Knights. 7 in succession they've won. James Ford, City Knights coach, referred to those tight games between the sides over the last few years. There have been a couple of blowout scorelines, but often decided by the odd score here or there, and it's looking like it's shaping up to be another one here. Here's Spears for the City Knights. Can they go back into the ascendancy? Adam Cuthbertson skirting the defensive line, looking for a runner, for a drop-off ball perhaps. Can't find anybody, or thinks better of it on this occasion. Here's Washbrook, got an open field ahead of him, but chooses the lateral pass to O'Hagan. Spinning, twisting run. That was from Joe Porter. He's back with Matty Marsh, ball to ground. Here's Salter.
Still the last.
Kieran Dixon. Can they come up with something on this last tackle? They've lost the football, and that's a superb one-on-one steal from Dom Peru, and sets his wheels in motion for his team once again.
That was an amazing play from Peru, because he's come from the left wing, the other side of the field. I watched him track around right across the back, and look at the charge from Caspi. They've really capitalised on this. It's York who's looking tired at the back end of this half.
Yeah,
got to get their last tackles right, York. They're getting them so wrong. They're just not ready for them. Got to be more disciplined. Just be prepared to get to a good kick in a contest. Seem to try to fluke their way through their last tackles. They're not going to do a good game, have a consistent game doing that.
Another error though from, well, last time, to be fair to Bergel, it was a pass behind him rather than his error. This time though, he's coughed the ball up, and so pressure released.
Something imbalanced though. I know he's got strapped up knees, but there's something where he's carrying himself. He doesn't look comfortable on the ball. Each time it's come out of him, he seemed to have real difficulties getting the balance to catch it. A strange thing to say, I know, but he just Looks like he's carried some injuries into this.
Yeah, a bit of a limp for Mark Corallo. Seems to be okay. Killer, his nickname.
Why is that?
Just his nickname.
Your player's calling for a high shot and tying down Nickau. Got his father's haircut, hasn't he?
He has. Here's the try-scoring Ben Jones-Bishop then for the York City Knights, who now have it with Cuthbertson. Work to do for both these sides. If either of them are going to get into what might be deemed a comfortable lead, and the way they're both playing, I think there might be plenty of discomfort for both these sides in the remaining 40-odd minutes of the contest. The City Knights have it. Straight and hard down centre field then for Joe Porter. Shaping to kick here was Riley Dean. He does so not the best.
They just can't get their last tackles right. They've just got no discipline at the back end of their sets, and it is so important. It's a game where they should be turning these big Toulouse forwards around and say, get back, get behind the ball and get yourselves out of here. They're just not doing that. Or down the other end, make them do repeat sets. Really untidy back end of their sets. Brendan O'Hagan and Riley Dean, you have to stand up. You have to really dominate, put yourself in good positions, get your chasers ready, start owning that part of the game for your forwards' sake.
Bretherton with another drive. He's been absolutely voracious in his appetite for work in this first half for Toulouse. Here is Hansen. Been out there a long time. Pelissier. Drop goal attempt coming in from Anthony Marion, but it's a flapper beyond the right-hand upright.
What is that? That is a really weird decision from so far out. There's such little handed. You know, again, you want to get your forwards. Why not kick it down in the corner and build some pressure? Look what's happening now. You know, the York side, they'll find themselves in a position to get themselves out of that half comfortably.
Yeah, just trying to take an opportunity, trying to get that psychological advantage perhaps before the break with the odd point lead, but not the case. And here's Kieran Dixon for the City Knights. Washbrook, as ever, in at dummy half, gets it away to Green, hammered by those three Toulouse defenders. This is the standard that teams are going to have to play at if they want to win the Betfred Championship in 2021. Marsh gets it away to Down Nickau. Down the right-hand side, looks a powerhouse figure, doesn't he, the 26-year-old centre. Takes the tackle, here's O'Hagan. Cuthbertson's got runners both sides, chooses Green, takes it back once again on the runaround. Riley Dean waits, closing in on the Toulouse line. Another ball steal, this time from Marion, gets it away, Jussaume. They've used that effectively to counter on 2 or 3 occasions now, Toulouse. I've got to say, it's great to see the ball steal allowed back in the game. Just brings a different angle, different dimension. And as we've seen from Toulouse, can turn defence into attack. That was Ford. A little bit of a fumble from Peru. A little bit of a footwork attempt as well from Puech. Midway inside the City Knights half, 6 apiece, closing in on the half-time hooter. Corella finds Hansen. Can Hansen find some points for the visiting side? Within 10 metres now of the City Knights line. Pelissier will look to his left. Corella, boot to ball. It's a hanging kick, and it's been batted around back of the York City Knights try line and eventually gets turned dead by Matty Marsh for a City Knights dropout.
Ball steal, relaxed inside of it there. Cuthbertson, lovely bit of support from Juice and gets in field position. And they can't capitalise, but they do in some ways capitalise, because that's exactly what York should be doing. The playmaker in Ford knew how to put these team in great positions. He lobbed a little contestable kick up. Not hard to do, just get your composure, get the ball, tell your runners to be there, puts a contestable kick up. The contest in many ways, but in every way, was won by the Toulouse side, because York have had to bash that ball into the in-goal area.
Yeah, Brendan.
Now this is you know, we're going deep into. We will go deep into injury time here on this one. Sorry about that one, Jonathan. You see Brendan O'Hagan getting up, but they just need They just needed to be doing that at the other end of the field, York, to mount pressure. It'll be very, very interesting to see what Toulouse can do with this.
Brendan O'Hagan, not dissimilar to former Saints hooker in looks, Paul Groves of a couple of decades ago. Showing my age as we approach half-time then here at the LNER Community Stadium. And once again, it is Marion who's come more and more into the game for the Toulouse Olympique. Pelissier, dummy half to Hansen. Here once again is Puech towards the posts. York, just like a boxer, the final few seconds before the end of a round, just holding on at the moment. Ford, Carella, the run out wide was by Andrew Dixon, held up just short, pressing for the try here. Pelissier goes from dummy half. Has he got across the line? O'Hagan had to be brave in defence and did the job. Held up just short. Last chance of the half perhaps. Ford's bouncing ball taken by Garbett, who is taken high. Can he get the ball down underneath the posts? No, but will get the penalty.
We go for the high shot. The referee played advantage on there. The ball was wonderful from Ford. So was the runners he had in front of him. Was a high shot. Puech elected not to catch the ball. They go for two. They're going to get themselves in front, enjoy the break. Probably the right thing. A very challenging question, that one, for the skipper. Take the lead into half-time or keep challenging, because you know, at the end of the day, they really did have York on the back foot there. Clever play. I think, you know, any points you can take at this point. They've shown that, rather than so from 2 bits of ill discipline now from the York side, will mean that the Toulouse side can go in ahead at halftime rather than 2 points behind. And I think with the energy levels needed to be kept up for Toulouse, that's actually psychologically very important.
So here's Marion from straight in front, no problem. And Toulouse, who went behind, of course, with that 13th minute Ben Jones-Bishop try, lead by 8 points to 6 at the halftime hooter.
Be a bit of stress here on York, behind at home, knowing full well that there's I guess the coach will give them the heads up now. There's a couple of players that won't be coming back. Keep stressing out the middle. Be patient. Keep working over the Toulouse middle, and you'll get rewarded for that. Toulouse will be very happy with their first 40 minutes of rugby league and a long, long time back out there in competitive action. You know, delighted to take a lead into half-time.
Yeah, super afternoon at the LNER Community Stadium then, and there are the scorers. Ben Jones-Bishop on his 250th appearance broke the deadlock in the 13th minute. Dixon with the conversion, and then of course Dom Peyrou with that try in the left-hand corner. 2 penalties for Anthony Marion, and that gives the visiting side the slender advantage at half-time of 8 points to 6. Yeah, fabulous first half stuff then. Loads to look forward to in the second half. And of course, it is a massive year coming up for rugby league.
Taken 10 months to get here, but Super League has reached its finale. Oh, he's hit the post. The chasers are on. Oh, it's Wellesby. A surreal season has reached the conclusion.
Going for the corner. Well, that could be a sensational try. They could be in, they are in. Great work from Campbell. Can he get it down?
Anthony, get it! And you score! On the toes! Still on the toes! Oh, yes, he can!
Teams up, backs the pace and will score! Going for the line, reaches out, ball on the line, spots the gap, they're going for it! The cup winners, the double winners, the Leeds Rhinos.
That is one sensational try! He's going over for a try! He's going for a try! It's the try!
Burrow, off he goes!
A tremendous try!
It is one of the great Wembley tries!
It is the Challenge Cup final.
And it's going to be Ash Handley.
A kick to the corner. This is a chase, and that's a brilliant take. Superb for Frank Goldthorpe.
And we're off.
Just popped up in the hole.
Here is an unforgettable moment for this group of Leeds players. Maybe this is a new golden generation.
Yeah, so super stuff in that first half, and it's the visiting side, the Toulouse Olympique, who lead by 8 points to 6. That Don Peyrou try in response to the earlier one by Ben Jones Bishop, goals from Dixon and Marion, respectively. Let's have a look back then at what happened in those key moments of first half action, and well, a couple of big blows in the early part of the contest, Tony.
Absolutely, the key moments are two players not coming back onto the field. The first one we saw was Vivo. The second one was put his head in a bad place in the tackle there, Schomkel. So both the left-hand centre and winger for the Toulouse side will not be back. And having said that, they still wanted to attack to the left-hand side. The timing was awry. And we're going to see an intercept here from Ben Jones Bishop. Fantastic timing from him. Bad timing from the attacking side. Wonderful chase from Toulouse, which tells you a lot about their mindset. But Ben Jones Bishop strode away against the runner play. And it's a runner play that they have not been able to dominate at all, York. The man with the ball, the number 6 there in Jonathan Ford, he's been very, very important for this Toulouse side, but it wasn't him throwing the pass, it was actually Corella. Corella was picked off by Ben Jones Bishop, and he raced away and scores a try, and a try that we're very used to seeing from him. But then the Toulouse side kept going there, kept asking questions, and a great finish on the left wing there from Dominic Peyrou. It was lovely hand from Toulouse. It was important play from Paulo, the other playmaker. What a beautiful lofted shot. The tackle was missed by Dal Nicow. But for that, there's a lot of work to do from a man unfamiliar to playing on the wing there. But Peyrou handled that with aplomb. And then the discipline let this York side down late and gave away 2 penalties. And each of them was taken by Anthony Marion. On that occasion was a high shot. This occasion was a high shot. And both occasions they elected to take the points, take the rest and take the points. This was right on half-time, the last play of half-time. And that put the Toulouse side in front for the first time in the contest. And it put a lot of stress on the York side at home, out on this pitch. A pitch that they're not overly familiar with, but one that they would like to turn into a fortress. And they're going to be stressed.
Now, full credit to Toulouse, Tony. It went behind. 2 men down, of course, with those couple of injuries that we saw, but fought back strongly. They look like they're going to be a formidable side in 2021.
Taken 10 months to get here, but Super League has reached its finale. Oh, he's hit the post. The chasers are on. Oh, it's Wellesby. A surreal season has reached the conclusion. and he get it!
He'll score!
On the toes! Still on the toes!
He's done it!
Oh, yes, he can!
Teams up, backs the pace and will score! Going for the line, reaches out, ball on the line, spots the gap, they're going for it! The cup winners, the double winners, the Leeds Rhinos!
That's his most sensational try! He's going over for a try! He's going to score a try! It's a try!
Burrow, off he goes!
A tremendous try!
It is one of the great Wembley tries!
It is the Challenge Cup final.
And it's going to be Ash Handley.
A kick to the corner. This is a chase, and that's a brilliant take. Superb for Frank Goldthorpe.
And we're off. Just popped up in the hole.
Here is an unforgettable moment for this group of Leeds players. Maybe this is a new golden generation.
So York trailing here by 6 points to 8 against the Toulouse Olympique. First game of the Betfred Championship season of 2021. Tony Ray alongside me. As I was saying, Tony, the visiting side, given the adversity they suffered in that first 10 minutes of the game, look like they're going to be a formidable side this year.
Yeah, they do. They're using their power. They're a real power game, aren't they? To really drive themselves into good field position. York haven't helped themselves on a couple of bits of discipline that have enabled the momentum to come out of the game, the momentum to stay with Toulouse. A couple of ball steals were particularly important. That's good skill. That's well thought out skill from Toulouse side. I just think Jonathan Ford's been the dominant playmaker. He's been able to come up with the right pass selections because his forwards are going forward a little bit more clinically, a little bit more disciplined. There's a little bit more class in the Toulouse pack. Brendan O'Hagan and Riley Dean really need to start to take a bit of ownership out of this game now. They really need to start bossing their forwards around. They're very much turning the ball in the middle, turning the ball into the middle, but they're just not. It's just sort of not giving them some good edge runners to work with. They've got some strikeout wide, but they just can't get to it at the moment. I'd be very disappointed actually with the ability to build pressure from the York City Knights. Having said that, you know, it's one try each. The point is they took an intercept try. They haven't really looked to threaten. Both sides have really cancelled each other out. It's a really even contest. We said it before the game how even both these sides are. The contest is very much that. York need to really be patient now. They have to capitalise on the fact that the Toulouse side is down 2 men, a big bench. They have to work that bench over. If I was them, maybe kick early, but kick really long. They had some joy out of, you know, putting the ball deep against some of the. They got 2 errors out of kicking long, and they just didn't seem to get into those positions to kick long again. So I'd be very much kick and get my outside backs chasing hard, turn Toulouse around, and really bury them in this game and earn the right to get some points.
And get those forwards, working backwards and forwards up the field, having to turn all the time.
Absolutely. And if you can turn them around, it means the outside backs are going to have to, who are forwards themselves, are going to come out and do some work. And they're going to naturally be tired and actually flat-footed on the edges when it comes time to defend. You know, so Remy Castry, for example, and, you know, Harrison Hansen, those guys would have been looking for rotations. They're going to have to stay out the whole game. Mitch Garbutt's going to have to stay out for really long periods. You know, and that's not what they're here to do. But if you think about it, you know, you got similar ball playing skills. You got, you know, Guthbertson with his wonderful offloading game should be coming in and working over a tired defence, a tired Toulouse defence, as we can see. Jonathan Ford talking about the shape he wants to his dummy half, and Pelissier there, he's just talking about how he wants it to be. They look relaxed, Toulouse. They'll be soaking up the energy. Their key is going to be discipline. If you think about them, just keep yourself in the contest. On their toes here, York. They look like they've got some clear instructions that they're bouncing out. As you said, it's a 2-point ball game, so it's just a matter of getting it right. You almost forget about that half, get it right, go out and play the game as it needs to be played now.
Yeah, just a feeling that Toulouse, having gone behind, and don't forget, of course, they didn't have a competitive game prior to today. They just had that one hit out against Catalan Dragons 3 weeks or so ago, so pretty ring rusty. The City Knights, of course, have had those couple of Challenge Cup wins against Sheffield and London, so we're a little bit more competitively prepared ahead of this one. Back out then and ready for ding ding, part 2 of round 1 of this Betfred Championship of 2021 opening game at the LNER Community Stadium for York City Knights, who will restart play then left to right in that predominantly white top. Jonathan Ford hands it to Mitch Garbett, who was having a big game at the other side of half-time, and starts off well with a healthy drive. Peru gets the ball away then, this time to Maxime Puech. 3 men in the tackle for the York City Knights. You'd expect some early enthusiasm once again from them in defence, and they're going to have to be so. Marion gets it away to Harrison Hansen, who's falling over as he takes the ball, so doesn't make a further metre. Peru once more, this time to Garbett once again, a willing runner. Spinning run, beats 2 men, gets away the offload to the supporting Andrew Dixon. Pelissier making some cheeky meters from dummy half. Good start, momentum here, and gets away the offload too. And here once more is Bretherton. Oh, Bretherton inexplicably coughs the ball up under no pressure, really.
Dummy to himself. This poor grip.
Oh, maybe Spears had a little hand in that one actually as he went by. Looked like he had a flick at the ball perhaps. Might be doing Bretherton a bit of a disservice, but nonetheless not the best of ball security. So here's Ben Jones-Bishop for York towards halfway, trailing in the contest. That Marion penalty, the second of them, is the one that separates the sides. Cuthbertson, those pale blue boots, socks down around his ankles, trademark Adam Cuthbertson run. Here's Green.
Well, that were 2 good runs there, Cuthbertson and Green. That's more telling from what they didn't do that in the first half. They didn't put their head down and just run. They went looking for things, so that was a better play. Can they get to a good kick?
O'Hagan, Riley Dean with the kick, not the best, ricochets straight back off a defender. Now then,
they're going to get a penalty because I think the player was pulled off the ball there on the chase. If you're just watching the background there, Jonathan Ford just puts his left knee into the line of time down Nickau. Bad discipline there from the Toulouse side. I've got to say, I've walked out of the changing rooms. There's a lot more intent. It feels there's a lot more intent from the York side early on.
So the City Knights mean business early doors in this second half. Washbrook gets it away to Porter. Towards that right hand upright, just slowing down this play the ball. Remy Casti using all those years of experience. Cuthbertson just looks to spin and look for a teammate to flick that ball to. But Mitch Garbett's seen it all before in their days together at Leeds Rhinos, and he's up quick off the line here as well. And the mistake comes, and Toulouse able to clear their lines.
Well, it was a brave play. I think it looked to me like Corella dives out. No, it was I think it was Mitch Garbett dived out and put his hand on the dummy half. They've come up with their own error here, so the ball goes back. Ball goes back to York. Scrappy start to the second half. Both sides have got to get their heads switched on here. To me, York look more on. They've walked out of the changing sheds with a bit more intent. Nice carry.
Bit of purpose about the City Knights in the early part of the second half. Spears, 20 out. Washbrook now to O'Hagan. Back on the inside is Green. Nice little offload this time to Cuthbertson. Adam Cuthbertson always there, sniffing around, waiting for the opportunity to get his hands on the football. O'Hagan this time overlooks Porter, brings on down Nickau. Back on the inside for time down Nickau, held by Peru. Washbrook once more spins it to Cuthbertson. Here's Green, upended by Harrison Hansen's challenge. Mitch Garbett in there too, nearing the Toulouse posts, spreading it left. Riley Dean gets it away to Matty Marsh, and out there on the left-hand side is Kieran Dixon spinning and trying to get the ball down in the left-hand corner, but a posse of Toulouse defenders across there.
It's breaking down in the halves for the York side. It's O'Hagan and Dean. They're just not a run threat themselves. They're sort of just taking a couple of steps sideways and looking to pass. They need to take the ball forward, take it straight, have those runners on their hips so that the defence is worrying about them going forward and the runner on his outside going forward. Then you can find the outside pass. But at the moment, they sort of turn towards the outside and go drifting across looking for it. It looked awful on the right-hand side from O'Hagan and looked poor on the left-hand side there from Dean. That needs to tidy up.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit too lateral from the City Knights. And a little bit more direct might pay dividends. Here's
it's a bit of a clue when a couple of times they've been taken into touch, which means you're drifting the defence with you and they're driving you into touch. When you see that happening, you know your halves aren't straightening things up.
Harrison Hansen getting through a mountain of work for Toulouse. Here is Mitch Garbutt proving a real handful for York to have to stop as he makes it to the halfway line. Pelissier this time finds Puech. And a spinning, turning run from him. York watchful this time with their defensive effort. Peru goes short this time to Marion, who puts the grub kick in. Kieran Dixon back there. They can't afford to let him have some room to stretch his legs in, and they won't, because penalty's going to go the way of the visiting side.
Wow, that's a bad play there. You've been a big set from Toulouse. They've charged down over halfway. Just watch the kicker as he kicks it. The late shoulder charge there on him, unnecessary. Just walk away from that. You don't do it, you're going to get penalised. Your forward pack's worked hard for 6 tackles. Just leave him after he kicks. Washbrook goes over and just for no reason drops his shoulder on. The referees are going to pull you up on that all the time. They have to protect the playmaker. What can Toulouse do with it? Danger signs for York.
Yeah, big set potentially as far as the outcome of this one's concerned. Toulouse leading 8-6, half possession. Here's Casti driving towards the posts. Green with the tackle. Had to be strong in defence. Gets some assistance from Cuthbertson. And he's put on his back just shy of the post. Pelissier, short ball here. And it looks like another Toulouse try, is it? They're going to try and claim it. It's not. Mitch Garbutt it was who went very, very close to scoring. And still they press, and still York give everything in defence. And he's been held up over the line. It's Harrison Hansen. Who else? Goodness me, he's had plenty of mentions for Toulouse this afternoon. Couldn't say wouldn't deserve a try. Here's Garbutt as they continue to press. It was Puech, in fact, by the left-hand upright. 5 or 6 metres out. Pelissier thinks about going from dummy half. He's gone for the kick here, and he's surrendered possession.
Jonathan Ford will be furious there. He had a good line set to the left. Pelissier didn't fancy it. He felt like there was space out to his right, but he had no runners out there. He's on his own. Needed an error there, or is it a penalty? Given a knock on there against Atkins. You can see the ball bobbling around. Let's see what does happen here. Shake of the head from Atkins. He feels hard done by. No, again, it was a bit of one of those occasions where the elbow, looks like when his elbow hits the ground, there didn't seem to be a Toulouse hand in there. Wow, double pressure now. Double pressure for York. Big moment. They've been very, very impressive in their hit the front runners. They've been trying to power over the line. You expect Ford to love one out the back here in this set.
Here's Marion. Inside run this time comes from Bergal. Elias Bergal towards the line. York just about holding out at this moment in time. Pelissier goes for glory from dummy half, and again the City Knights number up hugely in defence to hold the little hooker out.
He's gone there all game, hasn't he? They just keep trying for that barge. They're going too high on their barge. If they're going to go for the barge try, you've got to get yourself lower and drive in under. You can't drive in high because they'll just lock onto you and hold you up.
Think about some of the famous exponents of that. Kieran Cunningham, one that really stands out. Here's Ford. Long ball from Ford down his left-hand side to Bretherton. Ford once again. This time back on the inside to Garbutt, who's crashing over. And Mitch Garbutt gets across the line for Toulouse. and extends their lead in the contest. The first try for the club on debut for the Toulouse Olympique, who now lead then in the 49th minute by 12 points to 6.
It can't be a shock to see a big man score the way they've attacked this. Every time they've been hitting the front runner, they've been playing flat, but Jonathan Ford's one. His tempo gets out, just holds a couple of defenders up. Lovely delayed pass, power from Garbutt. This time he did get under the defender. Drives in, powerful try. Take a note, York. Take a note about how strongly the Toulouse side have been playing. Not going around and sideways, playing direct and powerfully, taking you on. And when you do that, eventually you'll either drive through and score like we saw then, or the gaps will open up out wide. It's almost like they've got so much talent out wide, the York side, that they're trying to get out to it. They have to earn the right, a bit like Toulouse have. Discipline as well. You know, each time we've seen it all weekend, when the discipline goes in any game, early season, it's hard to defend repeat sets.
Well, excessive pressure from the visitors has finally paid off, and here's Marion to try and add the extras, and successfully does so too. 6 points to 14 in favour of Toulouse then.
Now the pass from Ford, he looked left, he didn't want to go there, he just made sure that he had the attention of Washbrook. That created a one-on-one for the big man Garbutt. He drove power, he drove low, and a beautiful sunny day. He's come tied in under it.
And just look at this beautiful afternoon for rugby league. 9 degrees down there at pitch level. 10 minutes into the second half. Betfred Championship of 2021. And if this is the sort of stuff that's going to be served up this season, well, we want to be here for each and every second of it.
Couldn't agree more. What a great game. Two teams will be at the top. Two teams going through learning experiences, but playing with passion. Playing very... Bretherton's been good, hasn't he? He didn't have this short side. Playing at left centre. Switch from front row to left centre. Has kept himself involved. Made himself impact. This man, Polisse, off the bench, he's actually changed the game. He's actually enabled the ruck to be won by Toulouse.
Yeah, wow of a game from the interchange hooker. Here is Peru, scorer of the first half try, of course, for the visiting side. Ford with a hanging kick. Now that's comfortably read and taken by Marsh, who makes a pretty good attempt at an exit run here. And that wouldn't have been easy, would it, Tony? No. Difficult when you've got half the pitch in shadow and half the pitch in sun, and that ball's coming out of the sky. And a big blue wall in front of you, but he had great confidence, and Jonathan Ford will be very disappointed with his chase team there, because it's tackle 2 and they're nearly on halfway. They're over 40, the York side. In fact, he's going to be dragged by Salter over the 50. And that's because of a poor chase from Toulouse. Now you need to smell the good work here from, who's that, Dixon from dummy half. Picking up some lazy defenders, and he's dragged them inside 30. This is a good set from the York side. Kieran Dixon looked like he stuck his finger in the plug socket for a moment there. A real live wire little run. That's better. Chip over the top from O'Hagan this time. Goes for the boot for a change. Yeah, that's good. Now get out of here, Toulouse. That's what York's saying to them. We'll put you, turn around, you get yourself out of here. We're going to get off the line harder, Toulouse. Oh, sorry, York, you need to get off your line. This next 2 plays are really important in the momentum of the game. They need to charge up and take the contest to Toulouse. Yeah, they know they're in a game here, the City Knights. And they won't want to lose on their home patch in what is an historic game for them, of course. First championship fixture at this venue. Long way to go yet, just shy of half an hour. 14-6 they trail to the men in possession at the moment. Toulouse Olympique with Mitch Garbutt, the bearded, stocky, powerhouse figure of Mitch Garbutt. Kick will come in from Ford. He's going long, and he's content to put that one out of play and just slow the game down. Yeah, well, he wasn't happy with the kick chase before, so he said, I'll tell you what, he's probably looking for a 40-20 if we're really honest. He was trying to bounce one in, but the fullback, Marsh, was in terrific position, but he's put it into touch. He's given his team a bit of a break. We might see a bit of that from Toulouse. Let's keep our eye on that. Ford might think, when I'm kicking long, I'm going to put it out. I'm going to give our forwards time to walk down. I didn't like the way they chased that kick before. High shot. Referee's picked up a high tackle. Poor discipline here. Yeah, Casti.
It was Bush, I think.
I think it was. Casti was certainly remonstrating with Jones Bishop, or vice versa, and he's having a chat now.
Yeah, it's a bad shot from Casti.
What is wrong with this, Ben?
Is he American, is he?
Yeah, but at 6 and 2 threes, but it was a flailing challenge, wasn't it, from Casti on Ben Jones Bishop. And Tom Grant, he's happy to just separate the sides, have a chat with the touch judges. Let's see if we can catch what he's got to say.
No, nothing to add. So I'm going to speak to both captains. Correct. And penalise Toulouse. Yep. Okay, mate, cheers. Remy over here. Captains, please. Remy. Yeah, mate. Yeah, you can come as well, mate. Yeah, cheers. Right, so there's an original high tackle from Toulouse. Yeah. Then players push together. Yeah. You're involved in that, and so's Ben Jones Bishop, yeah? Yeah. This ends now. Yeah, of course he has, mate, and he's been penalised. Yeah. This ends now, and we get on the game. All right? Yeah? Fair enough.
So you heard that first hand then from Tom Grant. The penalty goes the way of the City Knights. High shot by Remy Casti on Ben Jones Bishop. And the City Knights, well, how they need possession here, how they need to work their way downfield and come up with some points. Not desperate to get those just at the moment, but they want to build some pressure. On the back foot, metaphorically speaking. Not in reality, just for this moment in time at least, as they have possession here with Tim Spears. In at dummy half goes Jubb. Looks to his left. Riley Dean can't get through that two-men defensive wall. Tall figure of Riley Dean.
It was the right play from Dean. That's what he needs to do. I know it was just a tackle. I think having Jubb back out there gives him the confidence just to think about his own game. Cuthbertson looking again. O'Hagan, he's not looking to run there. He needs to be taking the line on. A couple of improvements need to be coming into the attack here from this York side.
Here's O'Hagan.
Here's the contest.
Hanging up a kick to that left-hand corner. Ryan Atkins in mid-air with the jump, and Ryan Atkins has impeded.
Well, he hasn't impeded. He's gone. He must have called him for offside.
Yeah. Gonna say.
It's where he's run back to seems to indicate, because he hasn't gone to where that was.
So penalty goes the way of Toulouse. Offside against Ryan Atkins.
Which is bad discipline. Wow, you get to the end of a good contest there.
Well, I'm just saying, in the previous set, they need to get down there and build some pressure. And straight away again, it's been released.
And, you know, actually probably keeps himself onside. He gets a beetle leap with that. You've probably got to try. And they're right back in the contest. You'd just like to think, for the experience of Atkins, that O'Hagan won't lose faith in that, because that was the right play. It was good composure. It was finally a good kick. Make it a decent contest with no penalty, and you wouldn't be in this position. You're not defending inside your own 40 after 3 tackles. You're not dragging Toulouse back into the contest, making your forwards work. Discipline's so important.
Joseph Paulou back on, by the way, to replace Remy Casti. Polizier tries to hit the gas and get past Adam Cuthbertson's tackle. Can't do so, but Toulouse pressing now. This could be decisive if they can get across the line at this point for Dixon, who's wrestling with down Nicow for the ball, has knocked on.
It was a tough pass from forward. He wants that caught. He's going to call a knock on there, I think. But when you look at that vision, it might be a knock on against York.
Yeah.
No, he hasn't. Okay. Well, a little bit lucky there, York. So they need to take their luck and ride it. They're very lucky to get that call go their way. Long hair of time down Nicow. Looked like he had knocked that on. He's now on the ball. Better carry from him, not looking for the offload, looking to use his size to get the team forward, contributing.
They could do with something now, some inspiration. Can this man, Adam Cuthbertson, help to provide it? In at dummy half goes Jubb, goes short side now. Atkins. He might be the 5th highest try scorer in the history of Super League, but he's been driven back by those couple of blue shirts of Toulouse at the moment. The bearded Ryan Atkins. Towards halfway then James Green. Had to be brave there, didn't he, Paulo, in defence. Harrison Hanson's got through an absolute mountain of work for Olympique as the kick comes in here from O'Hagan, taken on his one knee by Elias Bergal.
A couple of shouts there, I thought, for 6 again calls there. Toulouse have been a little bit slow at the ruck, and skipper of York needs to get in the referee's ear a bit here, because if this, they don't want, a bit like we're seeing there, you just don't want those slow play the balls. Discipline that needs to be maintained. Even both ways, I guess. It's about the speed of the ruck's been the same.
Another change for Toulouse with Lloyd White on to replace Maxime Puech.
Ooh, that's interesting. So Pelissier stays on, so a double threat from dummy half. Pelissier will probably go from loose forward and be a support role and jump in when he thinks things are going forward, when there's a moment to run.
Here's
Pass tackle, forward tackle.
Ford looks for runners on the outside. Nice flick on, and a try in the left-hand corner here for Brereton. From absolutely nothing, a super little flick. It looked as though it was Peru who flicked it on. And in at the left-hand corner, Joe Brereton, and my, how he enjoyed that. The Wigan-born man. And it means it's York City Knights with a mountain to climb now, because they trail by 6 points to 18.
Are we seeing this? Joe Brereton's earned that one. If this is Peru's, it is the last tackle on forward. He owns the last tackle. On ball. Beautiful play from Peru. It's almost comical to watch. The front rower who's moved from the wing to the wing has scored a lovely try from the back row, has moved over to the centre. I know you're tired of hearing me saying it. That is wonderful skill, wonderful play. To be fair, Peru's done that before quite regularly, played in the centres, did it at St Helens. But the composure to do that comes from the forwards driving forward. Lovely play, fantastic play from Jonathan Ford. Running repairs here for Junior Paolo. Jonathan Ford owns those last tackles. He gives the team so much confidence. They could have, you could see when he gets the ball, they're thinking, we can chase this kick or we can run. We'll be ready for both. What a tackle. What a lovely bit of play. Still a bit of work to do there from Brereton. Another one for the video room. The toughest kick of the day here for Anthony Marion, and an important kick, a very important kick to take him more than 2 tries clear.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough road back for York. Brereton, 9 tries in 23 appearances 2019 and 4 tries in 5 appearances last season in that curtailed season. But Marion has pulled his conversion attempt wide of the left-hand upright to leave us tantalisingly, Tony, with a 12-point ball game going into the final quarter.
Yeah, this game's been all about Jonathan Ford's dominance. Wonderful rugby league player. Has been for any number of years there for Toulouse. Remember at London Broncos, we tried to sign him. He was just very, very loyal to the Toulouse club and stayed. He's really been a player that can orchestrate any game, hold the momentum, brilliant tempo. Lovely play from Garbutt, hasn't been a wonderful contribution from him. It's going to be really hard for York with 2 hookers on here. We've got Lloyd White on, as well as Pelissier. You can see Pelissier going in there. 2 knock-ons. This will be York's ball.
Yeah, right on the spot there was Tom Grant to make the call. Hands in. A little bit of a helping hand maybe from Eloi Pelissier. But York, I said a few minutes ago, they didn't have to panic and score immediately, but they pretty much need something now.
Let's see if the halves can run, Jonathan. Let's keep our eye on them, see what they can do inside this set, see if they can change it. We've got an injury in back play. The referee's been very good at managing the field. Great protection of the players, particularly early season. It's always good to see the referee stopping, because nice work from Green. It was just a trip in the background. That's Harrison Hanson. That does not look good. Nobody within cooee of him. He's twisted his knee.
He's a tough old warhorse, Harrison Hanson. York College, by the way, the official digital match day partners of the York City Knights, are thanked by the home club for their support, and it is the home club who have possession at this moment in time then, with Adam Cuthbertson driving towards the Toulouse post. Not quite last chance saloon for the City Knights, but they would love a try now to give us a grandstand finish. O'Hagan, off the right foot comes Porter. Just that one interception try in the first half for Ben Jones-Bishop. They found it hard to break down this Toulouse defence from close range, and again just a little bit of a lack of cohesion. Riley Dean improvises off the right boot, but they've come up short once again.
Sideways again, wide passes again. Nowhere to go because you're not trying to run. Hold straight and run. Have a bloke inside and outside. Keep the game simple. You won't find points, you've got to earn them. You can't go looking for them. Look at this carry here from Bretherton again, the try scorer coming in. Real team effort, this one from Toulouse so far.
Just confirmation, by the way, in case York do launch a great comeback here and level things up. There is no golden point in the championship in 2021, so if the teams finish level, it will be traditional old 1 point apiece. We shall see. Here's Ben Jones-Bishop.
Better kick chase from Toulouse. Important to note that, because last time they had to return one from the back, they couldn't handle it. Can they handle Dixon? It looks like they can't. There's a bit of space out there. They need to capitalise now, York. They need a big forward to realise that they're inching forward with a couple of little pass plays off the kick. It's Atkins himself is prepared to take it forward. Another one of those, then maybe look for a running play from your halves with some support runners around.
Here's Cuthbertson. Support from O'Hagan. Now it's with Dow Nickow. Got runners on the outside. Dummies and goes himself. Never looked like throwing the pass, if we're honest about it. Takes the tackle. Porter. Now to the redhead, O'Hagan, on to Cuthbertson. Cuthbertson looking to offload. He loves to offload, but he's a bit too keen on this occasion. Ball's gone to ground. And another error from the York City Knights. Might have had a hand in there, Matthew Jusson, the Toulouse centre.
A little bit of pressure off there. A lot of pressure off of there. Again, York not getting to the back end of their set, not getting to the kick.
Jack Teamby back on the field, by the way, for York to replace James Green. And there he is defending that carry from Mitch Garbett.
Consistent first carry from Garbett. He's really thrown his hand up, hasn't he? Made himself available. Nice play from White. Before in the first half we saw some confusion on those plays. Could have done that again with a pass, but he held his composure, dummied, took the tackle.
And that's a great word, really, Tony, composure, because if you're going to link that with either side, it's got to be with the visitors here. They've been significantly more composed in possession of this couple of teams. Here's Harrison Hansen. He might have taken a bit of a knock a few moments ago, but dear me, he has run himself stupid for the Olympic cause this afternoon. Now it's with...
They can run. There's a real lack of line speed coming from the York side now, isn't there? That was just too easy there for Toulouse. They marched them a very long way. Yeah, they stayed high, Dixon, and they earned that. Listen, you've taken that on yourself, York. You didn't get off the line. You didn't go forward. You had Toulouse kickers coming forward and your little wingers trying to come out of the dead ball. At the end of the day, he needs to get himself low, drop his body. You can't go in high. That's poor play from Dixon. He needs to be aware of what's happening there. But York deserved that. They didn't aim up in defence. It's supposed to be a tied Toulouse middle, but they can march themselves downfield and feel on top of the game.
Yeah, magnificent effort from Toulouse Olympique. 5 men there on the chase. A well-aimed kick as well. And Kieran Dixon, well, one of the lightest, if not the lightest man on the field. No chance against that sheer weight of numbers. A second drop out of the contest by the City Knights then, who are under the cosh here in the final quarter, trailing by 18-6. And here, yet again, the inevitable Harrison Hansen.
Let's see if we can see these white shirts getting off the line. That's a slow play, the ball. If they've got any intent, they get up off this. But see, they're sitting back. On that occasion, you know, Paulo's dominating the game. He's charging forward. He's going at them, not them coming at him.
It feels like it's coming again for Toulouse. Can they finish this one off? Not immediately, because referee Tom Grant blows for offside against the City Knights, but they're going to have another opportunity.
An opportunity to take the two, you'd think. You know, take yourself 2 tries out in advance. Yeah, they're asking the bench, what do we do here?
you cannot, but you saw Harrison Hansen lift up the 2 fingers. You cannot blame him, can you?
Yeah, they never got back to the line there. Quite clearly in front of the line. Again, the discipline doesn't give the referee the choice. He's on the line. His job's to rule the rules, to rule the game according to the rules that are there. And if you're in front of the line, he's got to ping you. It's unfair on the attack to not do that. I still haven't seen what the decision. If they elected to go to the posts,
yeah,
still debating it. They are. Yeah, the kicking tee's on.
I think it pretty much straight away was decided, as I was saying, Harrison Hansen, you could have understand him lifting the 2 fingers and saying, please, please.
Well, the only reason I was saying it was there was just so much momentum going with Toulouse. So sometimes the skipper will think, you know what, we got momentum here, let's stay down here. I think it's the right thing, given that their bench is so depleted, for Toulouse to take even to take a couple of minutes out of the game, as well as a couple of points psychologically becomes important. Will we see a short kickoff if he kicks this from York?
So Marion with 3 from 5 so far. This for a 3rd penalty of the afternoon, and he has successfully put that between the posts. And so 20 points to 6, and you feel now that that is a bit of security for Toulouse, and that the 2 points look like going their way.
Well, as much as anything, because of the way York are responding at the moment. You know, they're not getting off their line hard. Let's watch this set. If Toulouse can secure the ball. Kieran Dixon looks like he's gone to a high tee, so I think we'll be looking at a contestable kickoff here. They'll be looking to get the ball back.
Kieran Dixon with the restart.
Again, Garbutt with the first carry. Let's have a look at the white shirts here of York. Can they get off the line hard and put some pressure? They're just not doing that. They just haven't got the rev up. They're not seeing what this contest is. I'd get nice and tight and get up hard. They're just letting Toulouse come at them at the moment. It was an error.
Gone to ground, yeah.
That's a knock on, absolute knock on. Pelissier, was it?
It was. Eloi Pelissier. He's not made many mistakes since he came out there on the field. He's had a big impact, as you mentioned earlier, for the visiting side. Looked like there might have been a little bit of assistance from Danny Washbrook.
There was, yeah.
But he's got away with it. Can't blame the
referee on that, though, could you? Because he couldn't. We could see it from here, but the referee was on the other side in a difficult position.
He's got away with it. Just a little bit of luck, and York might just take that with them here. If they could come up with something in this set, might just put a bit of doubt in the mind of Toulouse. Here is Washbrook, but again, it looks like he was taken beyond the horizontal once more. Yep, upended and driven into the turf. Penalty going the way of the home side. So a chance to build some pressure, but goodness me, they've had opportunities to do that in this second half before, and they've released it just as quickly as it came. Can they change things here? Can they find some inspiration? That was Will Jubb looking outside for runners. Nobody looking that keen. Washbrook. Step off the left foot is by Cuthbertson, turning back to the posts, looking to offload, but wrapped up by a posse of Toulouse defenders. Time off, says Tom Grant. He's going to restart just shy of the line. O'Hagan with the dummy, steps back towards the left hand, the open side of the field, but bounces into a couple of defenders. 2 left in the set. Time running out for the City Knights. Ball was with Riley Dean, and he was wrapped up. Excellent piece of defensive work on that occasion from Anthony Marion, who spotted him and shot out the line. And O'Hagan with the lofted crossfield kick. Down Nicow with the catch.
Now then.
Penalty going the way of the home side again.
Now this does get interesting. This is your chance, York. Tackled in the air. Lost his way in the contest there, Bretherton. Loves a carry from Teamby.
Job goes in at dummy half. Cuthbertson makes a run to the right. They switch it left to Riley Dean. Here's Liam Salter driving towards the line. How they need points here, the City Knights. In at dummy half.
These wide passes aren't working for York.
Washbrook, O'Hagan, Porter now.
See, the defenders are ready for them on the edges when they're passing wide. They need to straighten it up in the inside lanes.
Here's O'Hagan once again. Down Nick Howe. He's got support on the outside from Jones Bishop. But look at him once again, numbering up in defence to lose. 5 men there in the corner.
But again, you've seen them being bundled into touch. There's a telltale sign here. It's the wide passes. All the defenders are coming from the inside. They come charging in because they're not stressed. And they're able to dominate it. Look at the discipline here from Ford to get his leg out of the way to ensure it's a Toulouse ball. They only got themselves to blame here, York. They'll take a million lessons out of this game, and they're simple rugby league lessons.
Okay, Mitch.
And Tony will be thinking, I'm sure, at the moment about his Player of the Match award. We'll ask him for that in a few minutes' time. But he's got a difficult choice on today, I think, with the way that plenty of these players from Toulouse in particular have performed. Here's one of them perhaps in his thoughts, Mitch Garbutt with that spinning run. Advancing towards halfway, Lloyd White goes in at dummy half. Got a few of those running in that position. Here's Paulo with his head taped up as it has been for quite some time now. And Toulouse, well, it would just ice the cake for them, wouldn't it, if they could come up with something else late in the piece. Ford. O'Hagan making that tackle on Andrew Dixon. Bretherton, most recent scorer of a try, with Ford going to the grubber. Matty Marsh, and he overran that just for the moment, but was able to check himself and drop on the ball. But look at this, Tony, 90 metres for York to make.
Yeah, let's have a comparison on let's look at the blue shirts at Toulouse. If they're going to get off the line, slow play the ball here. Do they sit back and wait, or do they get up? They're sitting back a little bit on the short side here. Big men tired, Hansen, Garbutt in underneath. Ty goes, look at the line from Toulouse, so that's a better line. They're charging out, trying to get a shot on.
Now chances here for York. Cuthbertson, it was who initiated it. Chubb taking it on just inside the Toulouse half of the field, but they're halfway through this set already. Washbrook has support from Teenby. Bretherton with the tackle. Ball's come loose. They've coughed it up again, and Peru says thank you very much.
They're just so hard, these early season games, aren't they? You're just not back in your rhythm yet. The intensity's been outstanding today from both sides. They've really taken it to each other. Both heavyweights of this competition. They're both dead on their feet. They're just hanging in there, hanging in, waiting for the bell. And the bell's still a long way to go. We've got a lot to go in this game. You think York, you're thinking we need to just give us a look at 20 to 12. Let me have a think about it. Can I get to 20 to 18 and bring it down to the last few plays of the game? Ford very, very animated there.
Here's Marion with the kick.
Oh, that's a great kick.
Well done, Kieran Dixon got back. Lightning pace of Kieran Dixon, but again a good chase headed up by Burgell. Stops him just short of the York line, and now he's taken a bit of a knock.
For the second time on his line, he's felt the physicality of the French defence. Oh, he gets a twist there. Yeah. It could be a dangerous one. Knee, groin.
After last week's...
Was it the back of his neck? No, it's the back of his neck. So he got sort of... Sorry, Jonathan.
After last week's injury conversation, I am not going in there nominating parts of bodies that have been injured, Tony.
Oh, please don't. It's not your strength. I'll give you a tip. It's the head of the neck by the look of this one. It's not his
let's hope he's okay. He's looking a bit groggy here, Kieran Dixon. They've already had 2 men from Toulouse, of course, Latrell Schonkel and Junior Vaivai. If you didn't catch the first few minutes of the game, before the end of the 5th minute, Toulouse had lost both those men from their 3/4 line with failed HIAs. And Kieran Dixon then down.
He's got his head in an awkward position. There was a bit of a stretch to the back of his neck. It would have felt awkward. He's actually got a little cut there as well, a bit of blood on his hand. So he's bleeding from the back of his head.
Former England Knights, of course, Kieran Dixon, some years ago. Joined from the London Broncos. And had a wow of a game at fullback against Sheffield. Bit of tape. Keep the hair in place, perhaps. But it looks like he's going to see things out here. And his team have got work to do. Just over 8 minutes remaining. Good to see Kieran Dixon back and just about ready to rumble once again. Betfred Championship of 2021, and this first round game. We talked about laying down markers, these two sides, and both have championship pretensions. And it's the visitors who've had the edge. They've had the greater composure. They've scored the most points.
And we've got 6 again here. We're back to 0 tackle.
Yeah, down Nico. Unceremoniously dumped into the York turf by Harrison Hansen, who has been everywhere for his team this afternoon. Joe. In at dummy half goes Washbrook. Here is the taped up Kieran Dixon. Just about got the legs free. Lloyd White had to cling on in defence. Here's Washbrook to Cuthbertson. Try now might just set the cat among the pigeons, but they need 3 scores, of course. Very difficult from here. O'Hagan with a step back off the right foot by Porter. Good momentum in this set, but only 2 tackles remaining. Can they make a clean break? They're going to go for the skies with O'Hagan's boot. Underneath it at the back. A comfortable take in the end by Mark Corella. And so, Ford. Now it's with Bergal. Just skirting the York defence, trying to find somebody gasping for breath out wide, trying to fashion a chance against the touchline perhaps. This time it's Marion. Scragged to the ground just inside the City Knights half. Jubb won't let go, and well, he needs to really, because time is against his team.
Surrender! Thank you, mate. Stand up, hold!
Toulouse just happy to slow things down in the tackle when they're taking that is. Not in a rush to get back to their feet and continue play. Look at this, Mitch Garbutt just a little bit slower. Just a couple of heartbeats more before he plays that ball. Ford hangs the kick up. Ben Jones-Bishop watched it well. And now York with a lot of field to cover if they're going to score in this set.
This has been such a gutsy play, hasn't it, from the Toulouse side. I'm just watching in the number 12 shirt, in the blue number 12 shirt there for Toulouse. Dominic Poirot, he's on one leg. He's got his ankle taped up. He can't go off the field. Just at the bottom of the screen when you get a chance. Just watch him just down the bottom there, limping away there. They're just all giving so much heart. They're just playing such as a team.
Cuthbertson. Jusson makes the tackle. Closing in on full time then. As the kick is hung up deep and it's taken well on the fall by Manny Marsh. Let's go to Tony then and ask him for his thoughts on his player of the match.
It's a tough one, isn't it? It's a team one. A couple of standouts as we go through there. Referee given a bit of time as Jonathan Ford's on the ground. Garbutt's been outstanding. Very, very hard not to give it to him, but I haven't. I thought he'd been wonderful in the middle, as is Harrison Hansen with their bravery. I think Jonathan Ford at 6 has been the owner of the game in terms of he's controlled it and come up with the classic plays. Big dip in the lid to Poirot and Bretherton out on this left edge for adjusting their positions and really being able to contribute both with tries. And there we can see Bretherton all game consistently coming in and adding to it. But the guy who swung the game for me, come off the bench in hooker, the number 14 for the Toulouse side, Pelissier. Yellow Pelissier has been outstanding. Just thought his contributions turned the game. They've actually taken the sting right out of this York side. He stayed on, and he stayed on when he's usually we get to rotate it out. So fantastic effort from him and a wonderful team performance.
Chance then for Toulouse to finish it in style here. Eloi Pelissier, man or player of the match for Tony Ray. Not going to finish it in style in this set though. Knock on. Tired legs, tired minds perhaps. First game of the competitive season. But, well, the action's been unrelenting since that first kick-off. And two sides who are going to enjoy plenty of successes, you feel, as this competition wears on this season. Andrew Dixon back in possession, the Toulouse Olympique. White gets it away to Garbett. Nice little offload from him. Chances down this left-hand side. Big open spaces. Pelissier, though.
He's going to say help. He's going to say the tackle was there.
So White, Garbett. Going right this time with Jusson. Moustached figure. You don't see it too often these days, do you, of Matthew Jusson. Short ball to Harrison Hansen. Might he deserve a try? Has he got the ball down? He tried to do so, and he has lost it in the process. Well, he's done everything but score a try today for Toulouse Olympique. Harrison Hansen. Excellent defensive effort from York to keep it out.
Yeah, the 43rd time I think in this game we've seen the York side have to defend the power running forward for Toulouse right at that line. They've had a really close drive in at that line on a number of occasions. He didn't get there. It was a great positioning from the referee to rule on that one. They continue to show this energy in defence, Toulouse. Throwing some great habits inside their team. Charging off the line. 3 players in the tackle. Dixon secured there. It should be nearly a set restart. They've been a bit slow at times in the ruck here in this game.
Yeah, down Nick out, coughs the ball up, and Toulouse trying to counter once again. Here is Joe Bretherton, centre field, trying to link up with a teammate at the moment. Actually, he's trying to go for a spectacular cross-field and back try.
Yeah, we've got to say it has got really untidy now from York, hasn't it? This now, it's a pity for them because they've stayed in the contest, but their discipline in terms of penalty and too many drop balls has just taken them out of the contest.
That was Peru. Here's White at dummy half. Toulouse looking to finish off with some points then. Here's Corella. And Corella gets out of that challenge, and then thought for a moment he might have taken a knock then.
No, he's something wrong with his leg. You can see him limping in the background. He's been limping for the last 10 minutes. As there's been 3 different players out there that have been doing that.
That was Garbett. Pelissier goes in at dummy half. And has a go for the 1 point. They've got it back through Hansen. Still on the 3rd. And it's now with Corella. In fact, it's with Jusson towards the City Knights posts. Toulouse looking to finish it in style. They're trying to finish it with a drop goal, and they have indeed done so. And it's Lloyd White who comes up with what should be the final point of the contest. York City Knights 6, Toulouse Olympique 21.
Wonderful game from 2 hookers there, White and Pelissier. Both of them had a crack at a field goal. Pelissier's was bizarre. He comes sprinting in and dropped one out of dummy half. White went the more orthodox route. Very contented and pleasing performance from Toulouse. They've sent the competition a message. We said pre-game that they are one of the favourites to win and get themselves up into Super League, win the league. One of their contenders. They've beaten them away from home. They've beaten York at York's home.
Yeah. Plenty for James Ford and the York City Knights to think about then. They've lost their opening home championship game at the LNER Community Stadium. Can't wait to see the 8,500 capacity full in there. But here is what happened in the contest. Ben Jones-Bishop with that early try. 6 points to 0 with Dixon's goal. And then, of course, 21 unanswered points from Toulouse. Peru, Garbett and Bretherton, the 3 try scorers, with goals 4 out of 5 from Marion, and that drop goal for Lloyd White to conclude the scoring. York City Knights 6 and Toulouse Olympique 21. Going to be speaking to man of the match, Eloi Pelissier, shortly, but well, plenty of respect from both sets of players there. And Tony, you feel that they're going to have plenty of success between them this season?
Yeah, very much so. And again, this bit of a hold that the Toulouse side appear to have over York continues on. In many ways, they've really outplayed themselves there, given how much adversity they were under there. Look at Dom Pura, that sums it up. The fact he's limping, he's played out of position. They've just found a way to get themselves off the canvas and win this one comfortably.
And so, let's hear from the winning coach then, Sylvain Houle, who is with Paul Kidd.
Okay, Sylvain, thank you so much for joining us so quickly, obviously at full time. You must be particularly pleased there today with losing 2 players so early on in the first half, and you've obviously recovered from that and performed really well throughout the 80 minutes.
Oh, unbelievable, you know. I thought that we've been heroic, you know, like you say, losing 2 outside backs, so, you know, like we don't put backs on a bench nowadays, so we have to really recover. We put some back row there, you know, and they've done an outstanding job, you know, like we have to dig deep against the York team, and we knew that, and I've got a lot of respect for what we did today.
Yeah, there were certainly 2, possibly 3 forwards that dug deep there and spent 80 minutes out on that field today for you. You must be actually pleased that you've got a week off to recover next week.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we were saying that, but all our forwards have been outstanding. You know, they all play long minutes, you know, out there. And, we were pleased. You know, it wasn't an easy day at the office, and but coming out with the points, starting like that, it's a really like a good statement from us.
Yeah, we mentioned there obviously the week off next week for recovery. You've got London Broncos at home next up. I'm quite sure that London will be chomping at the bit following yesterday's performance. I'm guessing that you'll be looking for another performance similar to today's against the Broncos.
Yeah, indeed. You know, like I mean, in the championship, there's no easy teams, and you know they're all very strong, and it's going to be like. We need to be ready, like you say. It's good, and we have a weekend off, you know, next week, and we can regather and make sure we recover well and get ready for London.
Okay, Sylvain, thank you.
Thank you.
All the very best. We're bringing in now Ellie Pellissier, the Betfred Player of the Match today. First of all, Ellie, many congratulations on winning the Player of the Match today.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. I think it's a team effort today. It's not a player. It's crazy what we did after two people knock out and 2 very good players for us. We lost half backs during the week. We came here and we did a big team effort today.
Yeah, obviously massive ethos there on the team spirit, performing so long with losing 2 players early doors. It must have been difficult for you as players as well.
On head, after 20 minutes, when we lost the junior and national, was where we're going. And but we stick together, we never give up. And I think today we start something, and we start something very strong together. So yeah, it's a big team spirit.
And finally, Ellie, obviously you made your debut today for Toulouse, signing from the Broncos. How did that feel today?
Yeah, I feel good. I'm happy to come back in France and try to help a French team to go in to Super League. This is a big project, and I'm proud to be part of this team. And so I was loving London, but now it's a family choice to come back in France, and I'm happy to be in Toulouse and with this great team. And yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ellie, and congratulations again, and all the best for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, great to hear then from Sylvain Houle and also Eloi Pellissier. Tony, I mentioned that we were talking about these 2 sides looking formidable as this season goes on, and we can see in this action from today's match how tough Toulouse are going to be to beat.
Yeah, very much so. The way they've adapted, which you do have to do in this competition to get where you want to get. You have to have some skillful players. They had that. Beautiful play from Dixon there to avoid the tackle of Nico on the edge. It was a beautiful finish, though. What a wonderful finish, and what an amazing positive contribution it was from those 2 players out on the edges. Poirot scoring the try. And then from there, it was all Jonathan Ford at different times. It sort of orchestrate, jumps out from dummy half here, isolates one defender for Garbutt, and Garbutt was able to shrug that defender out of the way and power on. On this occasion, Ford, this is the play before that, so he just lifts the ball out over the top there, hits Bretherton, Ford dances out, attracts Washbrook, and then he just powers over the top. Garbutt. We saw that all game. We saw the power game from Toulouse. Look at the skill here. Boom, a little tap on, wonderful from the limping from the limping Pyro, feeds Bretherton. What a terrific, just watch this little tap on off this part, wide pass tap. Wow. Fantastic stuff there from Pyro. Wonderful composed finish from Bretherton, and a really pumped up and exciting Toulouse side that we saw going at this game and going at it with so much gusto. The Toulouse just kept drilling away, kept attacking and asking questions, but it was discipline. You know, giving away a try effectively in penalties, which really made a massive difference inside the game. The York side did, because the discipline was shot, and they were giving away points and giving away time in the game and momentum in the game. The contest was theirs to be won, but they just didn't handle it with discipline. And again, this time they were going straight, driving hard at the line. There was Hansen. The Toulouse were hanging out nicely, but in the last play of the game, White just did a bit of practice for tight games in the future by throwing over a field goal. 21 points to 6. They opened the scoring with an intercept. They didn't really threaten all game. The York City Knights, some big questions for them.
Yeah, big questions for them. Let's recap then on the scoring. Ben Jones-Bishop with that early try. Goal by Kieran Dixon to give York a 6-0 lead, but they trailed 8-6 at the break after Peru and 2 Anthony Marion penalties set the Toulouse ball rolling. Mitch Garbutt scored in the second half. Goal by Marion. Joe Bretherton, as you saw, added an extra one. Marion's penalty, and then that late Lloyd White drop goal meant it finished York City Knights 6, Toulouse Olympique 21. The York City Knights gave battle in vain today, but it was a super start to the Betfred Championship for a formidable looking Olympique who simply refused to lose.